On December 24th, 1997, I saw my father cry. I never saw it before, and I've never seen it since. It was a Christmas Eve like all the others before it, like the days when my white tights bunched at my ankles. We were all pressed elbow to elbow in the warmth of St. Stephen's Church for midnight mass. Like always, the Christmas trees stood like sentinels at the altar, and Polish Christmas carols circled our heads. I looked to my dad because the choir started singing our favorite, Dzisiaj Bethlehem. And that's when I saw it, the tear gathering in the corner of his eye. That was the last Christmas Eve we spent in St. Stephen's Church. Its doors closed forever after that night. My father grieved the loss of his childhood church, but there was more in that tear. My father knew that St. Stephen's closed doors were just a sign of the last breaths of the hometown he remembered. I never knew Shamokin in its prime, but my family members cling to the stories as proof of what it once was. My mother remembers the droves of men filing out of the earth in the Glenburn mine like ants coming out of their hills. Coal was the lifeblood of the town, and these men were covered in black gold. My aunts and uncles remember sliding down the coal mountains until they too were covered in soot. It was a good dirt that comes from hard work and time spent. And then the coal ran out. The land was empty, stripped of its marrow. What's left is the Shamokin I know today, the one my father feared. Ash from coal mountains hitches a ride on the slightest breeze, coating for sale signs and boarded-up buildings and decrepit row homes with a film of gray. A reminder of what was lost. Now, Shamokin is a mere stain on the landscape, the skeletal remains of a town that once was. A visual reminder of what happens when you take everything the land and the people have to give and give it nothing in return. You can replace Shamokin with any small coal town, really, but Shamokin is what I know. It's like my grandmothers who lived there, dependent, lonely, trying to get by. Every history teacher I've ever had said, if we do not learn history, we're doomed to repeat it. It's an elementary concept, really. I think about that when I read headlines about the Marcellus Shale natural gas drilling. I think of that when I see natural gas trucks rolling through the rural countryside into small-town PA. What will be left of the landscape when they're through? What will be left of the towns they use? I remember my father at St. Stephen's Church that night, and I think I know.